In this video, we are going over the process of entering and activating a PRECiV license. 3 scenarios are shown. The computer where PRECiV is going to be installed has an internet connection. The computer where PRECiV is going to be installed has no internet connection, but we are allowed to transfer necessary activation files via mobile USB drives. And third, the computer where PRECiV is going to be installed has no internet connection at all, and jump drives are not allowed, and we have to do a code-based activation via telephone. Let's begin with the first scenario. The computer has an internet connection. To start, let's find our PRECiV installer files. Of course, these will be wherever you put them on the customer's PC or on your jump drive. They are usually provided as ISO disk images. Mount the ISO file by right-click or mount by a simple double-click. Run the setup. Eventually allow the setup to make changes. I'm going to install imaging software. I'm going to enter the license key here. This would either be on the license key card that the customer received or on an internal license that an evidence sales representative would have received. I've already got mine on a LKF file, which is on my computer. And now I'll hit next to activate, contact server. Now it's contacting the license server in Germany. The license server has come back and said this license is not currently active on another computer, so I can activate this successfully. Now we can hit next to start the installation. If the computer that we are trying to activate the license on is offline, or if it's behind a pretty strong firewall, automatic activation is not going to work. In this case, it's going to present us with the option to activate by file exchange, and we are going to go over that process now. So let's run the setup again. Install imaging software. Browse to my license and hit next. At this point, it's going to attempt to contact the activation server, but it can't. So now we have the option to exchange files. First, let's save a request file. I'm just going to call it PRECiV. If you have multiple computers, multiple offices or labs you're working with, name each of these files perhaps after the lab's name. Now we are going to go to the link that's provided here. If the computer is offline, obviously you can't do it on this computer, so you'd want to go to another computer and go to this website. I'm reactivating my internet connection now on this computer and proceed. And this is what the website looks like. Now we can choose file. I'm going to browse to my PRECiV activation file. I'm going to choose this activation file I just saved and upload it. It's contacting the activation server now. It wants to download a license file and I'm going to keep that file. Now we've got our license file in downloads. I'm going to go back to our installer. I'm going to load that process file that we've just downloaded from downloads and then hit next. This license is now activated successfully and we can proceed with the installation. In rare occasions, we will come across a computer that we need to put a license on that not only is offline, but the company or institution's policy prohibit USB devices being plugged in, so we can't even do an activation by file exchange. In these cases, you can have the software activated by code. I can't really show you a demonstration on this, so I'm going to show you a couple of screenshots from the installation manual. Because I'm using an evident demonstrator license, the fully manual activation option was missing from my Exchange Files for Activation dialog window. You have to check the tick box which says avoid this option, fully manual activation, like it is shown here in the screenshot. It will continue to discourage you to proceed with this manual activation process with this message box, because once you decide for this option, you cannot go back and you have to exchange long codes. You hit yes, and now you get this dialog where it says code A. Here you will see a 35-digit alphanumeric code. You either visit the website etc.evidencescientific.com/activation/code on another computer which is online and enter code A, or you have to call the activation hotline and read the code to us. In this case, instead of giving us a letter like A, B, or C, make sure we get it clear. So choose words like Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Delta, and then of course the number if it's a number. Once that code A is given to us, we will provide you with code B. In the Activate License Manually dialog, you can click on code B and then you can enter the code that was either returned from the website or that we read to you via the telephone. Hit OK and then Next, and it should give you the activation successful screen.